I don't think we're dissimilar. I'm a guy just like you, trying to make sense of the world, trying to do the right thing, trying to feed my family, make my way through the world, try to, get ahead in life. I am financially blessed for what I do. For the first time in my life. I mean, it's been strange, especially since the more the world and the media hates me, it seems the better my bank account does, which is, I would have never seen that one coming. But somebody said to me last night, I had a conversation with somebody last night on the phone who I so greatly respect. And they were talking about the Restoring Love event. And they said, Glenn, two problems. One is you, and the second one is you. I said, okay. Well, one problem is you're a Mormon. And I said, I've heard that. Help me. And the second one is all you do is politics. And I said, I've heard that too. Let me help you. How I responded last night was, if I could be someone else, my faith has helped me personally, but it sure hadn't helped me with my connections. Hadn't made me popular a lot of places. But that's what I believe. The same with my politics. I've thought many times, Lord, why? Why? It would be a lot easier. It's not worth the trade-off, the fame or the fortune for the infamy. It's just not. Money doesn't buy you happiness. It rents it for an hour or so, but it doesn't buy you happiness. And nobody, except crazy people, set out in life to be unpopular, to be despised by everybody, to say the hard things. Nobody. You didn't. You want to be unpopular with your family? Actually, my family, that actually kind of works to my advantage, but that's a different story. Nobody does that. This morning, my producer, Tiffany, came in and she said, you want to do a show on how right you are? Today is the day to do it. And she was right. I had driven home the night before, and I actually had read an article in the Financial Times. And I read this article on Egypt and, how everybody's finally coming around on, what we said over a year ago. Muslim Brotherhood, not really a good organization. And then this one in the Financial Times, all about the Nazis in Europe. So I wrote an editorial. In my head, I wrote an editorial to the New York Times reporters and the editors. The ones that have just discovered that the Muslim Brotherhood, just wants power. It's not mostly peaceful group. It's not largely secular. It does want a caliphate. Here's my editorial. No. Really? Holy crap. But I don't think they're going to actually print that. Welcome to the party, New York Times, and welcome to the party, Financial Times. Anyone honest would ask themselves, wait a minute, if we were wrong about something as big as the Muslim Brotherhood, what else could we possibly be wrong about? Obama, his taxes, spending, the way Europe is going? The Financial Times now has an article titled, Back to the 1930s, the Hammer, the Sickle, and the Swastika. Let me remind you of the party that just received nearly 7% of the seats in Greece Parliament. This guy is one of their lovely leaders. Do we have him? Lovely, lovely leaders and members. Watch this on TV. This guy here. Ever seen that? Ever seen that? The woman in the white is a communist. The guy is a Nazi. 10 days before Greece's election, a member of the neo-Nazi party, Golden Dawn, repeatedly hit a female candidate of the Communist Party while appearing on a live television talk show and threw water over a female candidate of the radical left, Syriza. The communists had just called him a bloody fascist, and he addressed her as a commie. The article goes on. Neo-Nazis against immigrants, anarchists, ultra-leftists, and other fringe groups of the national populist camp they riot against police, mainstream politicians, journalists, liberal intellectuals, even artists. Does it remind you of anything? That's right. Greece's situation recalls the Weimar Republic, violence and the hate and the rage and the despair. Besides the neo-Nazis and a Stalinist communist party, there is Caesarea, whose leader is a fan of Chairman Mao. So you got the Nazis on one side. But remember, in our own country, who are the ones calling the people who are Nazis, people like me, oh, you're a Nazi. They said I was calling Obama a Nazi. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. He's a fan of Mao. The people around him are a fan of Mao. Look at the two sides. Mao and Nazis. That's why everybody calls us Nazis, because that's the European model. I digress. Also, fans of Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez. Golden Dawn Party members have already made it clear that they would come down hard on any member of parliament saying something they strongly disapprove of. How did Greece, the birthplace of democracy, come to have a parliament full of hammers, sickles, and swastikas? Oh, I read this last night after the New York Times article, and I thought, you morons. I remember how much heat I got for talking about fascism and Nazis and communism and warning that it would first come to Europe and then here. Why did I talk about those things? Because if you are open-minded, you can see the seeds being planted that sprout these kinds of things. Everybody only wanted to make it about Barack Obama, but Barack Obama isn't an isolated petri dish. My message has always been about the entire world over, the entire globe, and us as people. We as people are about to go over a cliff, and you have to put on the brakes, turn the car around. I don't bring this up to tell you I told you so. In fact, we were talking before I went on today. I hate it now. I hate bringing these things back up. I'm telling you this not because I told you so, but because I know you get it. I know you're just as frustrated as I am at times. And now these people are starting to come out and say it. I don't care who says it. I don't care. I don't care if it's me. I don't care if we all say, I never saw that one coming. I don't really care. I want you to know you don't get the financial benefit that I get when you talk to your friends and family about these things and they call you names and hate you. I'm sorry for that. But just like you say to me all the time, you keep going, you keep going. Let me say that to you tonight. It is more important than ever that you keep going. If everyone watching and listening to my radio show talks to one person each, that's tens of millions of people that you can educate. And you don't need to use my words. Use the Financial Times. Use the New York Times. You're made fun of your family just like I made fun of the New York Times. Here's the good news. Your family is crazy, and the New York Times is crazy and dangerous. We're in the same boat. I want to strengthen you today by reminding you that what you knew to be true in your gut, what caused you to commit and then to activate and stick your neck out as you were trying to activate people because you were committed, is true. It goes back to all four steps: commit, activate, live it, and create. But really, it goes back to this: empower. Empower. You are powerful enough. You can do it. Empower yourself. Empower others. That's what great leaders do. They empower others. You don't need anybody else. You keep finding those people who are waking up, because more and more are waking up. I'm telling you, we've been given more time for a reason.